Okay, so we are going to play with the sweep tool now. This is a really fun tool. It can be a little tricky to use, so just follow along and watch as I am going. Realistically, we're going to create a spline, which is just a line, and then we're going to add 2 circles to the ends of it, and then we're going to use the sweep tool to create what looks like a paper clip. Now, there's no dimensioning in this one. You are just going to do your very best to create a paper clip shape. So just have some fun and play with it. So I'm going to get the fit point spline, and I'm going to start a little bit below my origin. And I'm just going to start by adding some points. When we add these points, Fusion is going to automatically, I'm going to zoom out here so you guys can get a bigger view. Okay. Fusion is going to automatically start to add curvature to this. So I am just going to add points so I can kind of control where that curve is going. Again, we're just kind of playing around here. There is no exact science for the spline tool. You'll see as you're adding points, it can go a little bit crazy. That's okay. I'm going to show you how to tidy that up in a little bit. So this is generically paperclip-ish. To finish the spline tool, you have to click the green check mark. So now I have all of this stuff, all right? When I hit the escape key and actually deselect, I have that general shape. What I can do with the spline to make adjustments to it is I can actually choose these anchor points and I can wiggle them around a little bit to try and clean up my shape. So I'm going to bend this guy in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to just play with this, flatten it just a touch. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing and just try and tighten that up a little bit. Okay, so I can play with this until I get the shape that I want. So if I want this to come out a little bit more, I can try playing with that. So let's get that a little bit straighter there. Okay, so that's pretty close to a paper clip. Again, it's not going to be perfect, and that is totally fine. Now, I just hit finish sketch. So the next couple of steps we have to do are a little bit tricky. So if you got to fast forward or pause to go along, that's fine. As I said when we started, we actually have to add circles to the ends of this line. Now, we can't just create a sketch in open space. So normally when we go to create sketch, it gives us 3 options for a plane to draw on. So we actually have to create planes to create sketches on. So we're going to go under the construct menu, and I'm going to choose offset plane. And I'm going to click on the bottom box. You notice I get this blue arrow. I'm going to use my view cube to go to the right. And you can see where your points are to start. So I'm going to rotate here. So I want to create a plane that lines up with the bottom edge of that paper clip right there. Okay. So I'm going to click OK. And now I have this orange box right here. I'm going to hit create sketch and I'm going to choose that orange box. So now I can draw right on the end of that line. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a circle. Okay, and paper clips are really thin, so I'm going to make it a tiny circle. I'm going to dimension this to 0.2. You can, again, we don't have specific dimensions here, so just make it look what you aesthetically think looks good. So I'm going to hit finish sketch, and now you can see I have this circle on the end of my spline. I'm going to repeat that process and create another offset plane. This time I'm going to make it so I'm just going to drag it down so it lines up with that orange dot. And if you're not sure if it's lined up or not, go ahead and click the right side view. See, I'm way below where that point is. So I'm going to bring that back up. I'm going to make sure it lines up. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go back to my isometric view. And now I'm going to hit create sketch. I'm going to choose that plane again. And now this is the point where I want to create that circle. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to create that. It's 0.2. I'm going to dimension it so that way it's definitely constrained. It's not going to change its shape or anything. And then I'm going to hit finish sketch. Now this is where the really fun part happens. Now that I have these circles in place, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to create and I'm going to find the sweep tool. Okay. And I'm going to make sure my type's a single path and it's going to ask me to choose my profile. And I'm going to click the first circle right here. And then I'm going to choose the arrow that says path and I'm going to click on my spline. And it's going to automatically render, okay, all of this. So it's going to give me all of the material over that line. I'm going to click OK. And if I look at the front of my paper clip, hey, look at that. That is a pretty good looking paper clip.